Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Purely Vanilla podcast. I am joined by Trinitro T, as always, and from now on, considering this is only episode 1. And today, we are going to be talking about, it came out on Thursday, the 1.21 update. I've got the patch notes here, and everything that's been added. It's a lot. We've got the trial chambers, the breeze, the bogs, the mace, a load of other blocks like the crafter, a load of items, armor trims, batter patterns, 4 new potions, which are quite nice, and a whole lot more. Like, there is so much stuff here. It would take me ages to go through it all, so I'm not going to. Ominous. Okay, so Ominous has been completely revamped, and yeah, very nice, to be honest. With the whole thing before where you kill a pillager and you immediately get it. It's kind of like, oh, what if I accidentally walk into a village? Then I just imminently start a raid. And yes, okay, cool, but for some servers that's just like, if it's unintentional, then it can completely destroy the place.
Yeah.
Whereas you have to drink a physical potion to then, start a raid, and it's not accidental anymore, unless you're like, oh, chugged a bottle, fell into a village, my bad.
Yeah, it's nice that they separated them. And also, I hope to see more omen effects in the future.
Yes, because, we've got 2 already, so having more, perfect.
Yeah.
Imagine killing the Ender Dragon. You go in with an ominous bottle, chug it, bad omen, and there's 5 dragons on the other side.
That would be
insane.
That would be insane, yeah.
A challenge and insane. That's probably a bit too much, 5 dragons, thinking about
5 dragons.
There you go.
So, let's just go back to the trial chambers. They're fun addition. You got the spawners, which spawn in waves, which is an interesting concept, and it'll give you pretty decent rewards for if you're actually looking for a trial chamber.
Yeah. Because, with the whole waves thing, that gives me raid vibes, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they've done a raid for the underground, but it's completely different. And it's a very cool concept. Is there anything else we need to address? Well, we've got the 3 new music discs.
Yeah. Oh, the 3 new music discs. Those ones... every single one of them are incredible.
They are perfect.
Yeah. It's nice that they've been adding new music discs for the last several updates.
Every update needs a new music disc now. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd say I like Creator a tiny bit more than that one.
Yeah, that.
You know what I mean.
I love...
it's also not the hardest to get, is it?
Yeah, I don't think so. If I recall correctly.
Yeah, because you've got the music box of Creator, which is the easiest. You just have to go along punching pots.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember the other 2.
Okay, so the other 2...
And...
I'm pretty sure that they spawn at the trial chambers.
Yeah. I mean, I know one of them spawns after one of the harder trial chamber things with the whole heavy core and stuff. That's the more difficult one. And I'm pretty sure That's Precipice, not Creator.
Mm-hmm.
I might be wrong.
Yeah. And
I'm just trying to find it here. Turns out, Precipice is the more difficult one to find. I'm pretty sure, because I somewhat remember the disc with the tough bit on top being the more difficult one, and that is Precipice. So good luck to anybody trying to get that, and the heavy core as well, because that's quite difficult. You have to be prepared. Full netherite protection 4, gotta have all the stuff, sharpness, etc., etc., etc. So, I have to ask you, Tri, has anything exciting happened to you regarding Minecraft in the last, week?
I would say I've been getting into it more with the start of a recent server, and this just started 2 days ago, I think, the day of release. And it's been going good, I'll say.
Nice. I started a new world on this channel right here. Probably not if you're listening on Spotify or YouTube Music, but go to YouTube and you will find a new series where it's a long play, so I don't have to edit it. Whoop whoop. And I just play completely vanilla Minecraft, hence the title of the podcast, at my own pace, and I take it nice and slowly. I pay attention to every detail and keep going through that. And it's quite relaxing, to be fair.
Yeah. Usually how I find Minecraft enjoying is just terraforming. I don't know what about it, but I just put on Spotify. I have a 8-hour playlist, and I just listen to music while I mine dirt or whatever. It's
Yeah.
it's oddly enjoying.
I can sort of see where you come from, because it is quite nice. And as well, I will have to be doing quite a bit of that with the area in my survival world, because, should we just say, it's a bit flat and boring at the moment. It's a tiny little beach next to quite a flat plains and a flat swamp. So it needs to sort of be brought up a bit, give it some hills, some mountains. Maybe not mountains yet, that's a tiny bit too far. Don't know why I just promised that. I'm going to have to do that in the future now.
You're dedicated to it now.
Yeah. Also, something today I found out while I was setting everything up for the podcast was quite insane, to be fair. Back in 2022, I believe, early 2022, I had a SMP called Trimcraft Season 1, as you know, and it just had 3 of us on. We were playing quite happily.
Yeah.
All of that, I edited it on Filmforth, which was the only editing app I could find at the time. The only problem is the maximum was 720 pixels, so it wasn't great quality, it wasn't HD. And it also had a watermark in the corner, so it kind of was like, but it's the only one I could find, so I had to put up with it. But I've always wanted to find, maybe some old footage somewhere on my computer of that's in 1080p with no watermark on. And I was just going through deleting some footage when I came across in my replay videos folder a good half an hour of season 1 footage, and I only talk around sort of the 1 minute to 5 minute mark, and then I just start building. But it's quite something to have that in its original quality. So I have kept it, and it is in the same place in the replay folder.
Yeah. I think usually I'm going to give a bit of backstory here. I began playing Minecraft in, I would say, 2017 maybe. And that was on the Xbox One edition. So that was definitely a blast. Just like having no cares, nothing that you couldn't do, you know. And I got the PC
Yeah,
version in 2020, and that's when I actually played with some of my friends, and it was definitely a blast. I'll say.
I remember. Oh God, when did I first get Minecraft? Well, I sort of always remembered having it in some shape or form because my brother has always had it since it came out, and I always sort of remember, sitting down watching him play if I couldn't play myself. And then it sort of got to the point because it was Xbox One edition,
Mm,
which is quite nostalgic now. We'd have two controllers and we'd just build massive stuff in creative. We built this huge castle once, and sadly, I cannot find the world. I believe that's gone to time. But I did find one world a year ago, which I kind of remember, but it's not like, oh yeah, that was our main world. I remember that fully,
yeah,
but it's still something.
I have some I have some pretty good memories. I can pretty much fully remember what I built on some of those earlier ones. And especially with, I remember since I got Minecraft, I knew about Minecraft since I started watching YouTube. And I just tried to do the things that the YouTubers did, you know. Popular MMOs, that was a good one. I remember one of their videos being about a maze, and I recreated one. That was really fun. Uh,
Yeah. It sort of always starts with YouTube
yeah,
and Minecraft.
yeah,
Like, when I thought, right, okay, I'm gonna go back into Minecraft, I've spent like a year without it, haven't really kept in touch with it, so I'd missed the Buzzy Bees update and the Nether update. So it was 1.16.5 by the time, and I thought, right, I'm gonna get Java Edition. So I did. And I really forgot what to do. Like, to the point of I didn't know how to make an axe, which was terrifying. So I went to YouTube, like everybody, and thought, you know what, I want to try and find a woodland mansion, which isn't the greatest idea when you don't know how to make an axe yet. So I searched it up, how to find a woodland mansion, and I came across this video of Pixel Riffs, and it was Survival Guide 1, so this is a fairly long time ago, and I believe that is his most watched survival guide video to this day. I watched it and I thought, okay, this guy's kind of cool. And then I went back to episode 1 of season 1 and watched like a solid 130, 140 episodes of it, complete binge watch. And I loved it, and that's how it got me into the game. I didn't finish the entirety of season 1, watched a bit of season 2 and a bit of season 3, but it just helped me so much to get back into the flow of, this is how I'm going to play the game, this is how I'm going to do it. I actually know stuff about it now. And it just felt amazing, and that's why I am here today on this podcast.
yeah. I think I really got into actually playing the game and progressing probably around 2022 with one server that's
Yeah,
now lost to the test of time, which is probably one of the best servers I've ever been in. That was the first one I actually killed the Ender Dragon in survival mode. It was the first one I made an iron farm in. I made some good transportation in it. We made a full villager trading hall, which that was really fun to make, although really frustrating sometimes with the zombie villagers and trying to cure them all. I will
yeah,
not
gotta love that.
I'll not miss that.
Yeah, I just trying to remember when I first got back into doing it again on my computer. I set up a 1.17 world, did absolutely nothing in it. I sort of started making a house that probably looks hideous now. And then one of my friends was like, I've got a server, you want to join? So it was just us two. We built a few things. Then we eventually killed the dragon. And I am going to say this. We did use quite a few cheats at the time. Like, full on. We had diamond armor, and it was the case of slash give so-and-so 40 blocks of netherite. So it wasn't exactly, the best way of completing the game, considering it was completely cheating.
Yeah.
So the real first experience I had of not completing the game, but killing the dragon was a year ago, 2 years ago, when I was in Better Minecraft, and that's the first time I killed it. I spent a few episodes on that world. It wasn't massive. And then I thought, you know what, let's go and kill the dragon and expand up on some lore. So I did that in complete survival. Took me a while, considering there was a stupid glare that knocked me into the end portal before I could place my bed. And I had to keep on going down into the water, suffocating, dying, and then attempting to do it again. It was painful, to say the least.
Yeah, that would be.
Stupid glare. Stupid glare. I kept on saying that. I think I cut most of it out because it was just me repeating stupid glare all the time.
Yeah, I probably have some screenshots of that server still. I might go and recover them sometime, which would be really nice. Since I took...
Yeah, that's a good idea.
When I killed the Ender Dragon, I took probably 15 screenshots of it. Just like in rapid succession, like F2, F2, F2. Because my heart was racing at that moment. It's otherworldly, I'll say.
I don't know if I have any of the screenshots left. I know I have some from Season 1 of Shroomcraft, but I don't know if I have any before that point. I may have just gone through and deleted all of them. But I will have a look just in case, because it's those screenshots that are like, this is where it started, this is what happened, boom, take a look at this.
Yeah.
And then, more recently, as I said, I've been playing when I'm recording, on the relaxing, purely vanilla world. But I also do have a balance of that and Hypixel and MCCI. And MCCI is quite something for when you come across a creator. Like, the other day, came across in the Littlewood, Martin, took a screenshot next to him. I've come across loads. Especially on the day/hour before the actual Minecraft Championship tournament this month. So it was quite special, just seeing all of them.
That would be a nice feeling, which usually I don't play on like main servers anymore. I've done MCCI a few times. And another server, which I don't remember right now. But they're all great, I'd say. To have a balance in what you play. Because
it's important to have that.
It was especially useful, especially going back to the one that I killed the Ender Dragon in. I think the main reason why that server died was burnout, because we did that all in 2 weeks. And I think the last project that we had going was a creeper farm, which we didn't start. We had to mine out a whole area of it. I think we got most of the way there. But I think we just stopped playing for some reason.
Yeah, that happened on the server when there was just 2 of us. There weren't really a set of events that happened up to us stopping. It just kind of went, we're doing other stuff now.
Yeah.
They weren't really playing Minecraft anymore. They don't really anymore. and I thought, okay, I'm going to set up a server of my own, and that is when Season 1 of Shroomcraft happened. But after the whole Better Minecraft thing, we don't need to talk about that, but it happened. It happened.
Let's go back to talk a little bit more about the update.
Yes, we do kind of need to do a tiny bit more on that.
Yeah. Especially, let's hit the two new mobs, the Bogged and the Breeze. Which...
Yeah.
It's nice to see a kind of a variation of a Blaze entering, even if it's
that's what I was
even
thinking.
if it's Trial Chamber exclusive. It's a really nice addition. And the Breeze balls that drops too.
Yeah, it's very much like the Blaze. It's to one structure, it drops rods, which you can then convert into something else and use that. They are basically alternate creatures. But soon we've essentially got wind and fire. We just need water and earth now.
Yeah. Especially since the new paintings were added. I think 16 of them. 4 of them, which I'm not sure if they were added. I'll have to check. But they had what looked like the 4 elements. So
yes, that they were added, and I believe that was 1.20 now. I think that was an entire update ago.
Oh.
But they were only available via commands, I think. And now, I don't really know, but I think they've been sort of added into the game fully.
Yeah, and the other paintings too. I'd have to look at them all, but
yeah,
the ones that I do remember,
they're
nice.
There are so many. I love them. And then we've also got the Bogged.
Yeah. First impression, Bogged. Like, it's a silly name, if you think about it.
Yeah.
But it's nice to...
I mean, I know it's a variant of skeleton.
Yeah.
Like the Stray. So we've got normal skeleton, we've got ice skeleton, and we've got swamp skeleton. Zombie, we have normal zombie, desert zombie, and water zombie.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a theme going on here. Variants for each biome or biome type. So I don't think we're going to get to the point of having a frozen zombie and a swamp zombie or a desert skeleton and a water skeleton. I don't think it will get to that. It might do, and I might be completely wrong. It's just covering most of the biomes with variants of zombies and skeletons.
Yeah.
And not having it to water zombie and skeleton variants.
It brings nice variation to the biomes. In the past, when we had the biome votes, which, in my opinion, I prefer them over the mob votes, they were promised some new blocks and a mob, which we've already seen that. Unlike the mob vote, the biome votes, they're going to be changed later in the game's updates. Like we saw that with frogs being added.
Because, like, if you think about it, the entire sort of like second part to the 1.19 update was because of that biome vote and bringing that frog and the swamp back.
Yeah.
Whereas now, we haven't had a single one of the previous mobs in the mob votes that have lost, and it's kind of like, well, I want to see what these could look like. Like, I want a crab to be in the game. That would be cool. Or a penguin. An isolager. Or whatever came before. Moo Bloom. Everything. It would just be amazing to see all of them.
Yeah, I think mob votes, there's something about them that kind of makes them fail over biome votes. Because I think the main issue is that you get rid of two options forever, unlike the biome vote, which we've already seen that they'll still add it even if it doesn't get voted as the majority. It'll just be added at a later time.
It's not like the entire community is up in arms about trying to cancel the mob vote. Like, no, that would never happen. But what I think could happen is we might end up getting those mobs back. Like, far future, or even this year, because we know this is the 15th anniversary of Minecraft. We've already had that, and yes, 1.21 didn't really sort of go, yes, this is a 15th birthday sort of thing, but 1.22 might. It could be an update on the end. It could be adding stuff that's been lost through the game and bringing it back up to the surface and going, take this, take that. This is a celebration. Whereas at the moment, it kind of feels like, cheers, you gave Bedrock everything. You know, you've got the costumes and stuff. What about Java? We've had a few capes and that's about it.
Oh, yeah.
And Java's the original version of the game. So it kind of feels a bit underwhelming at the moment. But everything could change. Everything is possible. I feel like an end update is definitely on the cards for possible 1.21, 1.23. It's going to be somewhat soon, I feel. If it isn't, then, well, everybody's going to be a tiny bit sad, but
yeah, I feel like
it's a thing that needs to happen.
Yeah, it has to be soon at this point, because I feel like it's already overdue, because we had the Nether update in 1.16, pretty much the overworld update in 1.17 and 1.18. So the last time the end has changed, which since its addition, it only really had 1.9 for it, which is also quite a controversial topic. So it would be nice to have the end its own separate update and just be overhauled so much.
I mean, 1.9 was called the combat update, wasn't called the end update or anything like that. It added Elytra, it added end cities and the outer end islands and a few purple plants, which everybody uses, but nothing else whatsoever. So it, at the time, it probably wasn't underwhelming because the whole idea of it's an entire new dimension and not an island, whereas now it, in comparison to the overworld or the nether, it's boring, to be honest, to walk through the end and be like, end stone, and there's another chorus plant, and there's an enderman, and it's constantly that while you're trying to find an end ship.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's on the cards, though, for a future update. Definitely.
The possibility is definitely
they've
there.
listened to the community a whole lot more recently, especially with the wolf types and a few other things that I'm not going to mention, but it's all like they're following the community now after the whole mistake of 1.19 and promising everything and giving us not much.
Yeah,
but they've learnt from
1.19 was, I'd say, mild. It wasn't as much as the previous updates, considering that the other ones were so loaded with stuff, you know?
Because, as well, with the whole thing, it would have been quite good if we had just been promised not everything and just a few things. We got promised more than what we got. Look, concept art, we had birch forests being expanded on. We had fireflies. Shouldn't have mentioned that. That's going to send everybody wild.
Yeah.
And there were a few other things that just didn't get added. Archaeology, that was another one that only got added until 1.20.
Yeah, and we also got the still an experimental feature, the bundles, which,
I feel like they're just going to stay that way for a good few years.
yeah, it's definitely, yeah, I don't know how to feel about it.
I quite like them. If you're on a server, they're quite nice because, well, you can chuck 64 different tools in there and not have to stack them because, well, tools aren't stackable. But the problem for them is trying to get it to work on Bedrock because you've got to get it to work on phone, you've got to get it to work on computer as well, and it's just by that point, that's a lot of work that's going to be quite difficult. So they may be working on it at the moment, but for the moment, I don't think we'll be seeing it in the base game anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I might be wrong.
I don't see
with
it
that.
happening anytime soon.
No. I mean, I always enable it. Always. Because it's quite nice to have. But I just don't see it being something where I don't have to enable it in experiments because of that pure Bedrock reason.
I will say, with the state that the game has been going for what they've been showing for the past months leading to the release of 1.21, I think they're on the right track. They're going in the right direction.
Yeah. Like, when Minecraft Live came out, we were promised the trial chambers, so that was a definite thing. The breeze, I believe that was there. The bogged
was not.
I'm not sure.
I think it was the trial chambers, the breeze, probably a few other things. But
was the mace even? No, the mace
No.
wasn't. That definitely wasn't.
I think maybe, I don't know, yeah, because this is kind of the first year where they went more showing them later and after Minecraft Live than like actually during Minecraft Live itself.
I feel like that's better because it gradually builds the hype for it. Because mace, we weren't expecting that. They bought that out of nowhere and said, look, here's an overpowered weapon that boosts you several blocks in the air. And it was kind of like, wow, okay, wasn't expecting that one. That's the first weapon since the crossbow in the Village and Pillage update, which was 1.14, so 6 years ago? 5? So quite a while, to say the least.
Yeah. And also with the bogged and especially the wolf variants, that was a huge surprise. And probably, I think the armadillo being, in my opinion, the only mob vote, which, because I voted for the crab, and there was a ton of controversy over the update, over the mob vote that was happening during that time.
Yeah.
Most of you probably remember that. But I think
I don't know what you mean. It wasn't controversial whatsoever. Like, definitely
not at all.
No, wouldn't be.
But the armadillo being added, I think the armadillo is the only mob that I'm good with it, even after the crab loses. The armadillo was better than I expected.
I feel like it's because they went and said, here's 1.20.6, we're adding this before 1.21, and we're also going to add so much more than you expected. Like, we knew the wolf armor was coming. And then they listened to the community a bit more and went, okay, you can dye it. And then it got to the point of, okay, here's some new wolf variants that we've all wanted for several years. And it was like, oh, wow. So you've turned the tables around. You're listening to the community like a lot now, like a whole lot. And you've just gone and added several things that we've wanted, didn't expect, and now we kind of feel a bit happier about it. I mean, there's still controversy over the whole mob vote thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But they gave us more than what we expected.
Yeah, I think that's how mob votes should kind of go. You promise less than what you actually give out. Just giving basics on what it will do, but then improving on it once you add it into the game fully.
So, I mean, if we look at the LA, we were told everything about that, and it was so underwhelming because it just sort of follows you and picks up blocks for you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That also with the
Not really much to it.
With the sniffer too.
Yes. Oh, I forgot about the sniffer. Wow, that was a while ago. What were the other two, along with the sniffer?
The glow squid and the phantom, which both of those are quite a while ago.
Yeah. Because it went phantom, glow squid, allay, sniffer, armadillo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with the first mob vote, you had 4 mobs, so that was quite something. I'm just going to get it up here. So, 2017. Ouch. You had 4 mobs. You had, like, the weird blaze thing. You had the Great Hunger, and the weird squid thing from underwater. So it was kind of more expanding on other mobs. 2018 was biome vote. 2019 was biome vote. 2020 was Moobloom, Isolager, and Glow Squid. The Isolager should have won. We wanted it to win, but then the Glow Squid thing.
We're not.
Ah, yes. The Glare, the Copper Golem, and Allay. Oh, that was something. Everybody wanted all of them to win. The Glare's cute, the Copper Golem did a few things, and the Allay, well, I always thought that was going to be bottom of the pile, and I thought the Copper Golem would win, but here we are. Then 2022, Sniffer, Rascal, and Tough Golem. Well, the Rascal was never going to win, and the Tough Golem, yeah, it sort of stood a chance, but then sort of didn't.
Yeah,
and I could see the Sniffer winning.
Yeah.
Oh, and can I just say, if anybody, it shouldn't happen on the recording, but Tri might be able to hear, there's some sort of a lawnmower outside, and it's quite loud. If I just be quiet, then... Okay, it shouldn't come through on the recording. That's good. I've adjusted the mic settings correctly. Yay! And then, obviously, last year, you had the... What do you call it?
The
thing.
Crab, penguin, and armadillo.
Yeah, that was the one. The thing. Gotta love it when I forget words in the middle of a thing that relies on words, quite frankly. Gotta love it. Classic me move.
I think starting with the first mob vote, that one, since that was the only one that I haven't really partook in, so this is kind of an outsider perspective, but if I were to vote, I honestly don't know which one I would vote on, because they didn't give too much information about what it'd do. Because if I remember, we were never told that phantoms were going to spawn if you don't sleep for how many days.
Yeah, I don't remember that whatsoever, because I believe that's when I wasn't playing Minecraft for too long. But then, no, hang on. No, that was when I was playing Minecraft, but was completely unaware that Minecon existed. So just sort of saw an update as, oh, look what they've added to the game here. Because I remember going on Xbox and going, Tuttle, weird underwater zombie thing. And it was like, ooh, cool. But I didn't really understand the concept of updates until really 1.16. And then I was like, yeah, right, I've got this now. I can participate in mob votes and I can say exactly what I think is going to happen, predict about these mobs. And, you know, kind of cool in a way.
Yeah. So,
Kind of cool.
going into the second mob vote, which, if I remember, that was 2020, right?
Well, 2018 biome, 2019 biome. Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, so it was, I think that was around when school kind of started back again after we all know what happened. But that's
Yeah.
huge explosion in popularity and anything online since we had nothing else to do. So that contributed a lot to the growth of Minecraft. And the second mob vote, I remember watching each mob being like showcased one at a time. Glow Squid, okay. Moo Bloom, okay. Isolager, that one stuck with me because I think still today we need a lot more variation on the enemies. They added 2 new ones, which is very nice that they did that after not getting any for so long.
Yeah. It does need to be expanded upon because first you had the Witch, which was 1.5, I believe, then 1.11 with the exploration update. That's when Woodland Mansions were added with Vindicators and Evokers and Vexes. Then you had 1.14, which added Ravagers. Am I missing anything?
That's good.
Yeah.
And then
That's all the Illagers on the bad side.
And then nothing new. I still think that Isolager should have won.
Definitely. I think everybody sort of thinks that now, in hindsight. The glow squid, okay, makes signs glow. Cool. Makes them more visible. Cool. Good. But then the only other use was the item frames and yeah, okay, cool, but nothing properly exciting like the Isolager could have brought. Like ice clouds over your head coming down and crushing you. That's something else. A whole new Illager, that is something else. That was just a perfect opportunity that everybody missed out on.
Yeah. And then
It could come back though.
possible. It's possible. And then
Anything is possible.
the next year after that, which was Copper Golem, LA, and the Glare. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the glare.
When I saw the Glare,
Yeah.
I kind of instantly know that they would lose since we have F5 or F3, which.
Yeah.
And then you got.
I mean, the only people really going for the glare would have been Bedrock players because they don't have the F3 screen, do they?
No. So, I mean, it would be good for them, but you do have your eyes, so you can see, like, where dark spots are. So.
Yeah.
And then Copper Golem versus the LA. I think
I thought Copper Golem would have won.
yeah, those were the main two competitors. The main argument over the Copper Golem was the cow on a pressure plate, if you remember.
The Copper Golem would have been cool. Just sat there pressing his buttons, going badoop, badoop, badoop.
Yeah.
But is the LA more useful? Is the question.
The thing is, we can never really know since the Copper Golem wasn't added, so how would we know what's...
But the thing is, it could be.
It could be.
In the future. Who knows?
And then the year after that, Sniffer, Rascal, Tough Golem. I probably had some... I mean, after Copper Golem losing, I was kind of on the we need a golem, so I just autopiloted on Tough Golem.
You're one of the Golem people, I see. I went for the Sniffer. I went for the Sniffer, mainly because, okay, I thought it would win, because Copper Golem, no, Tough Golem even, yeah, they're cool, but Sniffer bought 2 new plants, and then I was kind of like, yes, please. I want to see that guy. Also, massive dinosaur, basically. Everybody wants dinosaurs in Minecraft.
Yeah, and also lore and stuff, which that's exciting.
Also, really fitted in with the whole 1.20 update because archaeology, sniffer, ancient being, thumph, together. And how do you get the sniffer egg? Archaeology. They just slid together perfectly. You couldn't have done that with a tough golem or the glare. Is that right? No. Hang on, I've messed that up. It's not the glare. What was the other one? Yes, the rascal. I forgot about it because literally nobody cared about it. Yes, kind of cool, but also possibly could have been overpowered. Just you're in the middle of your mining session with your iron tools, and he brings you along an efficiency 4 iron pickaxe. Like, yes, but if you're in diamond, then he's completely useless.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what made me go, he's not going to win. The other 2 mobs have a much higher chance. Much, much higher.
The only thing that really surprised me about that year's mob vote was the Rascal getting more votes than the Tough Golem. Which, to this...
That did happen,
yeah, to this day, I still don't know how that even happened. Every single prediction that I saw was pretty much everyone in favor of the Sniffer, and then a little bit more support for the Tough Golem than the Rascal. So,
and then the Rascal just comes along second place. My reaction to that was something else. Now you've said that because I can sort of remember it. But yeah, that's quite impressive. Because I don't really see a proper reason as to why you'd need/want the Rascal in game.
yeah, I can... yeah. And then...
So, I'm thinking now. I can't think of anything whatsoever.
The most recent mob vote, which... that one's still really fresh in my mind. The crab, the penguin, and the armadillo. Which... all 3 of them, I think, had a pretty good chance. I think the crab and armadillo kind of had it over the penguin.
Who doesn't want a penguin in the game, though? Like, gotta love the penguin. It was just so cute as well. Just imagine having a penguin. Just so cute. But also, imagine having a crab in your world, which was very cute, and also imagine having an armadillo, which is also very cute. So that was really the one where I went, okay, I want all of them. That was the real one that sort of went, these are all equal mobs. They all have their uses. Yes, maybe Penguin lacked a bit with the whole speedy boat thing, but it would have worked quite well, especially in like those really speedy highways you see on Hermitcraft and stuff. But yeah, I really wanted a penguin in, and I believe I did vote for the crab because of the claw reach.
Yeah, that's
And as a builder, that would have been perfect.
yeah, that's the main reason I voted for the crab, because it gave a fresh new feature that they even kind of softly added it into the game with the command.
Yes, they did. I kind of forgot about that, but that is very useful for a creative world. Hang on. I need to go and do some stuff now. Yeah, just gonna change a few commands on that world. Yeah. But seriously, I thought that had been added in 1.20.6, so I got very excited and went into my creative world and went, right, I need this to practice building my base for Skyblock. Got out my blocks, set the command, and was like, that's coming in the next update, isn't it? So I was very sad about that, but it's in the game now and it's just perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I believe I meant 1.20.5 because it was added in 1.20.6. I think. Am I right?
Possibly. I didn't watch too much over 1.20.5 or 6.
I feel like 6, well, I can't really remember what was added in .5, but in 6, that was quite a big one because of the whole, here's your wolves, here's your armadillo, and it had a name. It was the Armoured Paws update, so yes, that's the way forward. I feel like they're going to do that at some point in the future with having 1.20.3, let's say, and adding, I don't know, some random mob, but not like whole update thing, just a mob that sits somewhere, like a moo bloom, and just sort of spreads its flowers everywhere. That would make for a perfect main update dot something, I feel.
Yeah. And
it's sort of reminiscent of the Secret Friday updates all the way back. Like, we're talking years and years ago, and I wasn't around really playing Minecraft then or aware of the updates, but that sort of feeling of, here's an update. Yes, it may not be big, but it's still an update. And here's some stuff. I mean, Redstone got added in one of them. Anything's possible. Anything.
Yeah, definitely. I think the two most controversial mob votes were the glow squid and the armadillo. Because the glow squid, with the person who I shall not name, who kind of influenced the vote, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wonder who that could
I
be.
wonder. And then on the other hand, we have the armadillos mob vote, which was when everyone was like, "Stop the mob vote." You can see in the live chat, it was just people spamming, "Stop the mob vote." I was there. I saw it, but for some reason, this mob vote just turned out the best mob vote that we've had. I'd say probably in the history of Minecraft so far.
There is still controversy over it, though. And I feel like the way they could do something about that is promise what they did say they'd kind of do, and that's bring back the old mobs. So go back and redo the 2017 mob vote again, but without the Phantom. So you've got those 3 mobs, and then you narrow it down to 1 again, and bring that into the game. Here's your mob. Yes, maybe it's not the one you wanted still, but if they keep doing that, they'll eventually run out of mobs and have to add the last remaining 3 or 2, whatever. And by that point, would they stop it? Would they carry on? I don't really know. Because most of the community is kind of against it. So, it's a difficult one. It is a difficult one.
I would think that they will continue doing it, either in mob vote form or biome vote.
That could also be the way forward, because biome votes were less controversial, mainly because they're just a tiny bit cooler. You get an entire biome.
So,
like, look, we got 1.19 because of them. We got the whole snowy mountains. I've just realised 1.17 and 1.18 were influenced by the biome vote, basically, by that point.
Yeah.
That's insane. Wow.
I think, does that wrap up the podcast today?
I'd say so. We've spent a solid hour on it. I feel like that's suitable listening time. So, everybody listening here, catch us on YouTube Music, and hopefully, I might be promising too much, but Spotify. I think I can get it on there. I think I know how. I'm pretty sure I almost did it with the taster episode you got last time with just me, and then I decided not to put it on Spotify because, well, it was just me talking for 10 minutes and was a taster/test for a reason. But now we're going into the swing of things. Hopefully this will be on Spotify. Thank you for watching, and from both of us, 3, 2, 1, goodbye.